Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the live stream. Today there's going to be a lot of breaking news I want to share with you. And there's actually three very important news. Number one is that there's been a huge arrest. Two, two individuals has been arrested, and they have something very, very powerful that could literally impact our country, our economy. It could impact our food, and we're gonna get to that. And these two individuals, well, they come from China, so we're gonna talk about that. Also, we're gonna talk about the lands, the farmlands that the Chinese are buying across America. We're gonna talk about that one. That's something that we need to bring up. Also, guys, information is coming out, and it seems like it's over for Elon and Donald. It's just not looking good. All right, so we're gonna talk about Elon first. All right, Elon is really dropping a bombshell message, and well, I wouldn't say it's over for Elon and Trump. I wouldn't say that, but it seems like Elon is not, he's not, agreeing with the big beautiful bill. All right, so I want to show you something really quick here. All right, so give me a second here. Where is it? Okay, so Elon said, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore." All right, so this is Elon. "This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination." Ooh, Elon is using biblical names here. Elon is using biblical names. So the first thing Elon said, "I'm sorry." So Elon started off with, "I'm sorry." And then he goes on to say, "But I just can't take it. I can't stand it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I need to say it." So Elon is really putting out a message. So he's saying that this bill is a disgusting abomination. A disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Elon is he's filled with anger. He's very upset. He's very upset. He's not happy. So it's over. It seems like it's really over. But again, at the very same time, this is political stuff. So I believe Elon and Donald are still like good friends. But it's just this bill right here, Elon. And by the way, this thing is over 68 million views. So once again, for those of you that tuned in, and look, something like this, right? Something like this, I think it was good for Elon to say this in private. I think it was good for Elon to say that in private. He should have, sat down with Donald. He probably did, but he was, he wanted to call out the other people that actually went for this bill. Now, even Speaker Johnson came out and said something. Speaker Johnson said that Elon is wrong about this bill. Okay, so here's the thing, and I have to say this. I do agree with Elon. Here's the thing, these bills, I mean, we're talking about a lot of money here, and Elon has done an amazing job. Big shout out to Elon, but he done an amazing job with Social Security and all that type of stuff, and the US aid, the USAID, and his job was to save money, because we need to save money. And so I do agree with Elon. This is too much money, man. I mean, this is just a crazy bill. And I remember Donald, in his first term, Donald said that he will never ever do this again. He's never gonna sign a big bill like this ever again. He said that in his first term back in 2018, but this is a whole different Donald now. All right, so once again, for those of you that tuned in, Elon said, "I'm sorry, but I just can't take it anymore." "This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." You know it. You know you did wrong. Now, here's the thing. A lot of these left are basically taking advantage of this, and please try to ignore them. And also the news, they taking advantage of this. Someone, oh, give me a second here. I want to show you this really quick. I forget his name. I forget his name. Give me a second. You guys probably know him. You guys probably know this man. Where is he? 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 Give me a second here. I'm sorry, but I'm just looking for it. I do have some more breaking news, guys. Some very important news we need to discuss. Geez, where is it? I forget. Hold on, maybe it's in my history. Okay, here we go. Here we go. His name is Harry. This. Okay, Harry Sisson. I think that's his name. I'm not a big fan of him, but he said that his title is Elon Goes Nuclear and calls Donald to resign. That's not true. Elon never said Donald needs to resign and step down and remove himself from political power of commander-in-chief. That's baloney, all right? This kid here, this kid Harry, this kid, he was caught with a lot of crazy stuff, and again, very disgusting things that he did. But yeah, this kid here, Harry, all right, said that Elon goes nuclear and calls on Donald to resign. Sometimes, again, like I said, guys, these left, they would just bring up all these crazy fake news stuff. So please be careful with all this between Elon and Donald. Look, what's going on with Elon and Donald is political stuff. At the very end, they're still good friends. They stay in communication. And Elon, again, like I said, thank you so much for, for your service to this country. I mean, again, when I say service, I'm meaning him clearing and removing all the wasteful of those Social Security, Dracula collecting checks. Thank you, Elon, for exposing those Looney Tunes. Okay, so we have more breaking news. All right, so this thing is crazy. So you guys know that the Red Dragon is buying up all these farmlands, right? They are buying lands. I mean, they literally buying farmlands, and I think it's wrong. I think it's absolutely wrong. And so what's going on here? What's going on is that they're trying to stop the Red Dragon from purchasing these lands, all right? And these lands is our food, is our crops. That's ours. And these lands is basically next to military base. So why are we selling the Red Dragon our land? So we have some very important information here I want to bring. Arizona Democrat governor vetoes and ban near military base. Arizona governor just vetoed a bill preventing the Red Dragon from buying land near military bases, nuclear plants, and critical infrastructure, sparking outrage from security hawks. So in other words, it seems like these people trying to defend the Red Dragon, they're trying to defend the Red Dragon, that they have every right to buy our piece of land. Why would you defend the Red Dragon? We should not be selling our farm stuff to foreigners, period. State Senate Majority Leader Champ said this politically motivated veto is utterly insane. She is an obstructionist against safeguarding our citizens from, I'm going to skip that name. The bill would have banned the Red Dragon. Look, the bill would have banned the Red Dragon from owning 30% or more stake in Arizona property near the strategic assist. Now, the governor claimed it was ineffective at counter-espionage, despite the Red Dragon attempt to lease buildings next to Luke Air Force Base. 22 states have already passed foreign land ownership restriction. So they're trying to stop the Red Dragon from buying our land. So for those of you that don't know, a lot of our farmlands has been sold to China, the Red Dragon. And so Arizona is fighting back, saying, I want the Red Dragon to have our farm. I mean, what's wrong with these people? I mean, again, that's supposed to be for the citizens. You don't sell our stuff to the Red Dragon. You don't do that. Again, so if you sell our stuff to the Red Dragon, if you sell them farmlands, they own it, and they could bring their drones, which means that airspace is theirs. They could do whatever they want, and they could do whatever they want with the food crops. Now I want to bring this news up really quick here. The Red Dragon, whoops, give me a second here. The Red Dragon nationals charged with smuggling biological agent into the US. Are you serious? The federal authorities announced charges against 2 of the Red Dragon nationals, including a University of Michigan research fellow, for allegedly smuggling a dangerous biological, I'm going to skip that name, into the U.S. The case has raised significant concerns about national security and a potential warning to America's agricultural economy. You have these 2 individuals. I'm going to skip their name. One is 33, and her boyfriend is 34. A researcher at a Red Dragon University were charged with conspiracy, smuggling goods into the U.S., making false statements, and visa fraud. Man, that's crazy. The pathogen is questioned. Fusarium, I think that's how you pronounce it, Fusarium, is a fungus. A fungus classified as, as a potential agro-terrorism weapon. That is very concerning. So these 2 individuals, supposedly couple, they brought something to our country, which is a big concerning. It's a security threat to our country. And they were arrested. Once again, these are fungus classified as a potential agro-terrorism weapon due to its ability to devastate crops such as wheat, barley, maize, and rice, and to produce toxin that can cause vomiting, liver damage, and reproductive defects in humans and livestock. Wow. That is brutal. I wonder if they did this back in 2020. According to the criminal complaint, Lou attempted to smuggle the you-know-what through Detroit Metropolitan Airport on July 27, 2024, with the intent to conduct research at the University of Michigan laboratory where Gian worked. Liu initially denied knowledge of the material but later admitted to hiding samples in his backpack, concealed within tissues to avoid detection by U.S. Custom, wow, and Border Protection officer. Unbelievable. So this dude has some very powerful fungus biological thing, and he had it wrapped up in his backpack and has something to protect it from because again, custom border patrol officer, they check everything, and I guess they have canines and stuff, and it seems like the canine didn't even catch this thing. All right, so the complaint further alleges that Jian, who received funding, they got funding from the Red Dragon government. They got funding for the Red Dragon government for her work on this thing, and the Red Dragon falsely claimed she was unaware of Liu's action. However, electronic communication between the two revealed discussion about shipping biological materials to the laboratory, contradicting her statement. Man. The FBI got involved. The FBI Director Cash emphasized the severity of the incident, stating this case is a sobering reminder that the Red Dragon Party continues to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate our institution and target our food supply, an act that could cripple our economy and endanger American lives. Man, kind of think about it, that's famines and pestilence right there. That's famines and that's pestilence, which could destroy our crops and could lead us to, again, pestilence, disease and stuff. Wow, give me a second here, guys. Paddle commended the FBI Detroit Division and CBP for their efforts in intercepting the biological threat before it could cause harm. The complaint also alleges that Jian's electronic contained information indicating her membership and her loyalty to the Red Dragon, Communist Party, adding a layer of complexity to the case. Now, U.S. Attorney Jerome described the action of these two individuals as of the gravest national security concerns, noting their intent to use a University of Michigan laboratory to further their scheme. This is some scary stuff here, guys, because I do believe there's a lot more out there. There is a lot more out there. It's not only these two. The CBP Director of Field Operation, Marty, highlighted the agency's critical role in protecting the U.S. from biological stuff, particularly when they involve researchers from major universities attempting to bring harmful material into the country. Wow. So Jian was arrested by the agency and made her initial court appearance in Detroit on June 3rd, 2025. It remains unclear whether this person, who was turned away at the Detroit airport and returned to the Red Dragon in July 2024, is in custody. The case marks the second time in a week that the Red Dragon, national associated with the University of Michigan, has faced federal charges following an earlier incident involving a student accused of illegally voting in November. The University of Michigan has not yet responded to requests for comment on Jian's employment status or the incident. The ongoing investigation by the FBI and CBP underscores the broader concerns about foreign researchers and the potential risk to national security posed by the smuggling of dangerous biological agents. Wow. Very concerning. So, man. Okay, so good thing that the FBI has done their job. But like I said, guys, there's a lot more out there. And this thing would have been really bad. This thing would have been really, really bad. All right, give me a second here, guys. There is a picture here. I cannot show the picture, guys. I can't show the picture, but someone said this. Alert, a new Red Dragon C-19 Homeland Security cuffed a Red Dragon national for smuggling a very powerful biological thing into our sleeping giant country. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. And then we have this thing going on. Red Dragon is buying our land near military base. I don't know how in the world we gave all these, things to foreigners. I mean, it just, we giving up everything. We giving up everything. We giving up everything. You want to come in? Come in. Here's a nice new, brand new house. You're gonna get all these goodies and, the gov assistance. You get all these beautiful stuff. And now we're selling lands to the Red Dragon. We're selling all that type of stuff. Donald, he stopped the, I think it's, I don't know if it's Yale or Howard University. He's not giving them money. He's saying that there's too many foreign students in that school. All right, give me a second here, guys. Yeah, everybody's talking about it now. So this is the Red Dragon. They own all those lands. That's theirs. The Red Dragon own every single one of those land, and it's right next to the US military bases. That is crazy. The Red Dragon owned farmland near US military bases raises alarm. Man. A chilling map illustrates widespread Red Dragon-owned farmland in the Sleeping Giants, tragically near critical military installations like Fort Liberty, Wright-Patterson, AFB, and Naval Station Norfolk. Now, the red zone spanned coast to coast, revealing a potentially unsettling overlap between farmland acquisition and national defense hubs. The Red Dragon now owns 370,000 acres of sleeping giant farmland, stirring alarm that these properties, especially those close to military sites, might be used for crane-style drone strike. Guys, what if the Red Dragon has containers in those property they own, and they might strike us with it? Security hawks are worried about the real owners, often hidden by shell companies or the sleeping giant proxy. The Red Dragon land stakes in the U.S. have soared 55% in 5 years, mostly in the South. A new front line could be right next door. Unbelievable. Man. I'm gonna read that comments really quick, but just give me a second here, guys. This is very sad. Hakeem Jeffrey and Elon Musk. Well, Hakeem Jeffrey said that Elon and I agree with each other. All right. Does it mean that Elon is now switching sides? Well, who knows? If it happens, it happens. political stuff. Like I say, guys, don't let it get to you. All right. Guys, I want to bring something up really quick. This morning, I woke up and I received multiple emails from this platform. And it's not only me, but you have Off the Grid with Paul and Adrian. It seems like he got hit too, but he got hit worse. All right, he can't upload for 2 weeks now. And so I received emails. There were like 4 videos. I don't know how many videos, but I got an email. They said one more, and we're gonna have to basically put me in timeout. All right. So I'm like, it's just crazy. You know, I try to, you know, turn the other cheek and stuff, but it just, I want to keep you guys updated. In my description box, follow me on the Rise Up Warrior, because if you don't see my videos or live streaming here, you guys know I post every day, but if you don't see my videos being uploaded, it's because they got me. Just like they got Paul. Paul is already in timeout, 2 weeks timeout. It's crazy. So please pray for us. Please pray for us. Give me a second here. My dear son will be 25 if he were here. I love and miss you, Jeremy. I'm sorry. My condolences, Amy. Guys, I heard a very sad news. Patrick Humphrey, he just posted a video, and again, you guys already know we share his GoFundMe. We pray for him and his wife and the family. His wife gave birth, but it was early stage, and he just put out a video saying that his newborn child has passed away. So again, Patrick, my condolences and prayers to you and your family. Me and my wife, we are praying for you and for your wife and for your family. And yeah, it's very sad. Patrick Humphrey, yeah, he lost his daughter, a newborn. It was, you know, the Lord, the baby was born 3 days later. I think it was 3 days later the baby passed away. So it was very sad. We did watch the video. It was very sad. A few channels are not getting paid like they used to. I wonder what's going on. Here's the thing. Yes, many channels are not doing good. Even Canadian Prepper had to open a second channel. So a lot of things have changed on this platform. They did the algorithm, and I guess they have a new monetization option. So we monetize our video, right? And like this live stream, when I end it, you know, I place monetization, whatever. But now YouTube is placing their monetization. So it kind of messes everything up. So again, some people are saying they're not getting paid well, other people are saying they're getting paid well. But again, you just have to take your monetization. Someone said God took that baby, but it's with the Lord. Yeah, it's like my wife said, God gave Patrick and the family 3 days with the baby, and then now the baby's with the Lord. Here's the thing. This also happened to me and my wife. We lost ours back in 2011. All right, and we lost our first baby in 2011. So, you know, it was really hard on us, me and my wife. But yeah, our baby right now is with the Lord. So our baby is with the Lord. So, you know, again, Patrick, you know, me and my wife, we send prayers to you and your wife, and stay strong in faith. Stay strong in faith. Emma said, I wonder why they are always messing with your channel. You don't do anything wrong. The reason why, well, it's because I'm showing videos, and a lot of these videos, it's just the platform have certain policy. Now, again, look, guys, I cannot show too much videos anymore, and I hear something. It sounded like, I don't know, like an owl or something, like a baby. I don't, not a baby, but it sounded like something, like some kind of animal, like crying or something. All right. I live in the countryside. We hear crazy stuff here. Someone has a donkey. They're not supposed to have a donkey, but they do. Lewis, they don't like that you share the truth. Yes, that's very true. That's very true. A lot of people don't get hit, but we do get hit. And off the grid with Paul and Adrian, I'm so sorry what happened to your channel. I am. And I saw that his channel was growing. One of his video reached like 25,000 views, and I always give like congratulations. I hope your channel grows big. But it just, when your channel start to grow, that's when the platform intervene and say, wait a minute, we need to put a stop to this and blah blah blah. It's not right. It's not right. You will fall into a different category and have more lead ways. What was that? DJ China said. What about the video? What about the people that show all kinds of videos and never use code words and get hit? That's not right. Well, again, it just, I don't understand why other people don't get hit. I mean, they probably do. I don't know, but it just, I guess, some people is on the list, some people are not. I have a child in heaven also, so look forward to seeing my child. Blue Angel, again, we're gonna see our child. My wife was almost in tears. She was watching Patrick Humphrey videos. She was like really sad, and she left a message. She wrote to Patrick Humphrey, and then we started talking about our baby that passed away and is with the Lord too in heaven. So one thing I tell you, Patrick, if you're watching this video, stay strong, brother. Stay strong and stay in the faith. But just think about this. Again, my wife and I, our child is right now playing with your child in the kingdom of heaven. All right. So that's the beauty. That's the beauty. All right. Your child is in heaven with my child in heaven. All right. So that's the beauty. With everybody else's child, those that lost their young one and during, birth issue and stuff like that. That's right, Louis. We will see our babies again. Oh, someone said correct. Lost her first child. Amy said, Prepper, Paul, and Adrian went through the same thing, and it's not right. I know we got hit. I guess he got hit, and then right after he got hit, I got hit. And so I deleted all my videos on this channel, Grand Supreme News. I deleted almost 3,000 videos, and I kept only 200. It's just insane. And it's coming to a point that we might have to go to another platform. But if you guys want to help support the channel, like I said, Patreon, $5 a month, that's another way to support the channel. Because what this platform is doing, they're just trying to really give us a hard time. What they're trying to do is they're trying to get rid of us and go somewhere else. What's the mother? Oh, I don't know, to be honest. I don't know about that. I don't want to read that. I'm sorry. I just want to get here on this channel. CG Garcia said, OMG, this is incredibly. I will see my two brothers in heaven. Guys, one day we all gonna see each other in heaven. You know, King David. Remember, King David, he lost his first child. King David, and the reason why, you guys know the story. King David lost his first child because he took his best friend's life. He set up his, well, I don't think it was his best friend. It was someone that he knew. So King David fell in love with his friend's wife, Bathsheba. And Bathsheba said, look, David, I can't do this. I have a husband. And David is like, stay here with me. And so David, he was king of Israel. He sent his friend to fight in war while his wife, he was sleeping with his friend's wife. And then she got pregnant. And then they was trying to cover it up. They were trying to cover all this thing. I mean, like, I don't want my husband to know, David. I committed adultery. I'm carrying your child. And David, he set up his friend. He put his friend in the front line and sent him to war. And he died in war. And so God saw that, and God said, David, what you have done was wrong. You took your friend's wife. She's carrying your baby, and you murdered her husband. Whew. And so God is like, since you did that, since you took this man's life, I'm taking your firstborn child. And David cried. He was in pain. He was heartbroken. And there was this man. I forget his name. This man came and spoke to David, and this man told a story to David and told David there was this one man. Oh man, it's been a while. I haven't read this story. So the man told David, I'm gonna tell you a story. There was this one man. This poor man. He had I think it was a donkey, right? No, was it a donkey? This poor man had a donkey. And this other man, give me a second here. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. I don't want to say the wrong thing here. Give me a second. Let me just pull it up. This is for all men, basically. This is for every man out there. You need to hear this. Was it a donkey? I'm sorry, guys. It was a parable. And it was the lamb. It was Nathan. There you go, Nathan. All right, so again. David and Nathan. Okay, so in second, I read Samuel like last year. I want to read this really quick. This is really good. All right, so let me just turn it. So the Lord sent Nathan to David. When he came to him, he said, give me a second here. I got to remove my hat. There was two men in a certain town, one rich and the other poor. The rich man had a very large number of sheep and cattle, but the poor man had nothing except one little lamb he had bought. He raised it, and it grew up with him and his children. It shared his food, drank from his cup, and even slept in his arms. It was like a daughter to him. Now a traveler came to the rich man, but the rich man refrained from taking one of his own sheep or cattle to prepare a meal for the traveler who had come to him. Instead, he took the lamb that belonged to the poor man. I must remind you, the poor man only had one lamb. He only had one lamb. So instead, he took the lamb that belonged to the poor man and prepared it for the one who had come to him. David burned with anger against the man and said to Nathan, as surely as the Lord lives, the man who did this must die. He must pay for that lamb 4 times over because he did such a thing and had no pity. Then Nathan said to David, "You are the man. This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says. I anointed you king over Israel, and I deliver you from the hands of Saul. I gave your master's house to you, and your master's wives into your arms. I gave you all Israel and Judah. And if all this had been too little, I would have given you even more. Why do you despise the word of the Lord, doing what is evil in his eyes? You struck down Uriah the Hittite with the sword and took his wife to be your own. You killed him with the sword of Ammonites. Now therefore the sword will never depart from your house, because you despised me and took the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be your own." That parable was very powerful. So basically, he said that this man decided to take the poor man lamb, which basically the lamb represents a woman in the parable. So the man took the poor man lamb for him. Give me a second here, guys. Nathan confronted David about what he did. Oh, hold on, guys. Okay, give me a second here. So it says here, this is what the Lord says: out of your own household, I am going to bring calamity on you. Before your very eyes, I will take your wives and give them to one who is close to you, and he will sleep with your wives in broad daylight. You did it in secret, but I will do this thing in broad daylight before all Israel. Then David said to Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. Nathan replied, the Lord has taken away your sin. You are not going to die. But because by doing this, you have shown utter contempt for the Lord, the son born to you will die. Wow. This is why men should not be messing around with women who are married, women who has a man, a woman that has a ring on her finger. You should not commit adultery. Nowadays, a lot of people is committing adultery. God is not taking their lives. Again, this is not like the Old Testament style, but they're going to have to answer to God when they see God face to face of committing adultery. So, give me a second here. So after Nathan had gone home, the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife had born to David, and he became ill. David pleaded with God for the child. He fasted. He spent the night lying in sackcloth on the ground. The elders of his household stood before him to get him up from the ground, but he refused, and he would not eat any food with them. David was, begging God, please don't take my son, Lord. Please don't take my son. But again, David took the life of a man and set him up in the front line of war, and he took his wife for him. God is saying, you took that man's life, I take your first born child. You had committed adultery. You stole that man's wife. On the seventh day, the child died. David's attendants were afraid to tell him that the child was dead, for they thought while the child was still alive, still living, he wouldn't listen to us when we spoke to him. How can we now tell him the child is dead? He may do something desperate. David noticed that his attendants were whispering among themselves, and he realized that the child was dead. Is the child dead? He asked. Yes, they replied, he is dead. Then David got up from the ground after he had washed, put on lotions, and changed his clothes. He went into the house of the Lord and worshipped. Then he went to his own house, and at his request, they served him food, and he ate. His attendants asked him, why are you acting this way? While the child was alive, you fasted and wept. But now that the child is dead, you get up and eat. He answered, while the child was still alive, I fasted and wept. I thought, who knows, the Lord may be gracious to me. Gracious to me and let the child live. But now he is dead. Why should I go on fasting? Can I bring him back again? I will go to him, but he will not return to me. That's very powerful. David, sorry guys. So David's saying that eventually I will see my son. David was saying, eventually I will see my son. The day that I go to heaven, I will be with my son. There's no point of fasting. He's not here, so I will see him in heaven. All right. So the Lord took his son. The Lord took his son. Give me a second here, guys. So yeah, the Lord took King David's son. Because King David committed adultery, he took his best friend's wife. And she got pregnant, which is really, I mean, it just, again, David did everything in secret. But guess who's watching? God is watching. And God is like, David, no, you didn't. You did not do this thing. You know the commandments. You committed adultery. You should. So again, this is why you must respect women that are married. Women, you must respect your husband. You cannot be going out and committing adultery. Man, you should not be going out committing adultery. Emma says God sees all. Absolutely. God sees everything. God sees everything. See, again, we are not in the Old Testament. Back then, God was really hardcore. God didn't mess around. He did not mess around in those times of the Old Testament. Those people, they seen God's wrath. Why do I hear a cow? I don't know, guys. I live in this area. Someone got a donkey, and I'm hearing cows. All right, so again, you do these things. I mean, God is going to expose it in light. God will expose everything. But David changed his ways. Even though David was married to multiple women, and if you read Second Samuel, David's son, well, he married over 900 women. I think he married 900 women. I mean, that's crazy. How in the world do you marry 900 women? And he married, it seems like he married every single woman from different nationality. And the reason why he wanted to do that, I guess, to control the kingdom or the countries, it just didn't work out. He just made it worse. He made it so bad. I mean, he's the one that's asked God for wisdom and knowledge, but at the same time, yeah, he was making a lot of mistakes. Someone say way too many women. Yeah. Someone said, who was that? Amy said, I love channel Unraveling the Scriptures. There's a video called The Destroyer of Nephilim, the man who defeated 1,000 giants. David defeated giants. David defeated giants. And David had mighty warriors. David had a whole bunch of very powerful men. And back then, people don't know this. Well, again, a lot of people just don't read scriptures like that. Back then, men were mighty, mighty men. There were warriors. And back then, it was all battles. And, they used to go at it in the battlefield. The Roman Empire was one of them. And right now, again, we don't do that stuff no more. Right now, we go on TikTok and act like fools. Okay, Solomon had 700 wives. Okay, 700. All right, so 700 is still a lot. Again, that's crazy. 700 wives, that's too much. That is way too much. And Amy said with a slingshot too. Yeah. David was a powerful man. I mean, again, when he was a young kid, he took down bears. I mean, David went out to the woods and he had a slingshot. And this kid was like 11 years old or 12 or who knows, I think teen. And he was out there just taking down lions. I don't know if he took out leopards or tigers and stuff like that. But yeah, I seen a video. It was very disturbing. It was on X. This man fell in, well, it was a zoo, right? It was a zoo in Japan. And this one guy decided to take a picture. With, I think it was a leopard or a tiger. So he jumped over the fence and he fell. He fell and everybody saw it. And this man fell. He broke his leg. And right in front of him was a tiger. And it was a full-grown tiger. And this thing was face to face with the human. Now, everybody was screaming. They were throwing rocks and everything at the tiger. They were trying to scare the tiger, but yeah, that didn't work. So I'm not going to say too much. I don't know the young ones are watching this, but yeah, it didn't end good. But King David, he took down tigers. He took down these mighty animals. He took down bears. I mean, he loved the Lord with all his heart. So, he practiced all these things because, again, he's a hunter. He's a warrior. He's this young David, this young kid. And so one time, his brother, his brother was with the Israelites. And here come Goliath. And Goliath is challenging one of the Israelites, come and fight me and show me that your God is real. And so the Israelites, they were scared of Goliath. They were scared of him. And David is like, I'll fight you. So, I will fight you, I will beat you, and I will kill you. Because everybody else was so scared to confront Goliath because he was this big monster giant, and King David was this little kid, and David is like, don't talk bad about my God. You don't talk about my God like that. David had no fear. David had no fear against Goliath. Everybody was scared of Goliath, but David was not scared of Goliath. Now remember, guys, Goliath, I think he might have been like 10 feet tall, maybe a little higher. His sword weighed like 100 pounds. His shield was like 200 pounds. He was this big monster. Forget about Shaquille O'Neal. This guy was massive. And he was built solid. Goliath was slaughtering. He was taking out Israelites, the military. King David said that, I want to fight you. Goliath is like, go home, kid. Go home. This is not your fight. But David is like, I will kill you. And Goliath, I guess he didn't like that. He's like, let's do it. Young David picked up a couple of stones and he got him in the forehead. Hey, Bubba News. Bingo. 9-10. Why, he was 9-10? He was 9-10? Wow. 9-10. 1 Samuel 17:4. Wanted to look it up. So 9-10. Yeah, he was a monster. He got him really good. Pick up a couple of stones and I guess it was only one shot, got him in the forehead. And yeah, picked up his sword and chopped up his head. Man, that was young David. Young David. And there was more. Again, Goliath had brothers. And so, if you read 1 Samuel, like the last chapter, it talks about David and all his mighty warriors. They were slaughtering all these Goliath, and it just, I wish they had a movie of King David. It would have been amazing to have a nice, decent movie of King David. But read 1 Samuel. It started off with Hannah. Hannah praying to God because she couldn't have children, and so she prayed to God, and God blessed her. Her first child named Samuel. Samuel, amazing story, amazing story. I love the book of Samuel. I think I'm gonna start reading. I think I'm gonna read 1 Samuel again. It's so amazing. It's been like almost a year and a half I haven't read Samuel. I think I'm gonna start reading Samuel again. Give me a second. Bubba News. I did watch your video today. You had a premiere going on. So, big shout out to Bubba News. Guys, make sure you subscribe to him. Make sure you subscribe to Bubba News. There's only evil continually when we leave. David had Jesus. Yeah. I know there's this movie of David. He was this young kid, and his brother was trying to train him and say, look, Goliath is too big. Hold this shield. And so he tried to hold it, but it was too heavy, and he dropped it, and he said, God is my shield. I don't need this shield. God is my shield. So, man. By the way, guys, Saul, even though he was the first king of Israel, and he was too defiant, Saul, his problem was jealousy. He saw that young David was gaining popularity, and he didn't like it, and he was trying to set up David, like get him to like fight all these enemies, and he was hoping for David to die in battle, but and that didn't happen. But he was jealousy and envy, and he just lost control. He lost, I mean, he wasn't listening to God anymore. David loved Saul. Even though Saul wanted to kill him, David still loved him. Actually, right after Saul died, David, I believe there's a song David wrote for him. Yeah, it's very powerful. It just, make you cry because it's just a story so amazing. This is why we shouldn't have envy or jealousy. We shouldn't have envy or jealousy. We should, love each other, as brothers and sisters in Christ. We are living in a man-made apocalypse. My faith is back now after all I've seen over the last 6 years. Michael Gale says, Bubba News, hello brother, nice to see you here. Bubba News said, Departure Heaven, howdy. Michael Gale, good to see you. So yeah. Alright guys. I think I'm gonna end it here. We just hit the 1 hour mark. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Again, continue to pray. If you can, please pray for Patrick Humphrey. Pray for him and his wife and his family. He's an amazing watchman, a prepper too. So again, praying for you, Patrick. And yeah, be safe out there, guys. Be safe. And again, if you guys want to read scriptures, 1 Samuel. Start with 1 Samuel. You're going to love it. Make that a goal. Read 1 Samuel. Grab yourself a cup of tea or, whatever. And just turn off the phone and just read Samuel. All right, so you're going to love it. Samuel is really good. 1 Samuel is really good. Amazing story. Amazing story. Very nice chat. Thank you, everyone. And praying for all. And he said, Departure Heaven said, we need Lewis on my show. Departure Heaven, is that you that keeps saying that? Just email me. My email is in the description box. I know someone keeps sending me the super chat, and I'm not live on the premiere live stream. While you guys are watching my premiere, I'm making another video, so I'm not in the chat box. So thank you so much for those who support me through that super chat. Okay, yeah, Departure Heaven, just email me. Make sure you write Departure Heaven. I do get a lot of emails. Especially from YouTube. I get all these beautiful love letters from YouTube. Dear Lewis, we seen that 4 of your videos just didn't line up with our policy. I'm like, oh, great. So, yeah. I don't know. Also pray for Paul and Adrian off the grid. He can't post for like 2 weeks now. He got a bad email today from this platform. Oh, what's my email? Santiago, Santiago, Luis, Luis, 226 at Gmail. Santiagoluis226 at Gmail. Guys, pray against pestilence and disease, something coming. Well, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Famines and pestilence is going to happen. All these things is going to happen. There's no running away from it. It's going to happen. But the good thing is that we have the gospel. We have Jesus. And when you believe in Jesus, you receive the gift of the Holy Spirit. So there's no running because Jesus is with us. That's the beauty of it. All right. Departure Heaven said, take care, brother, and God bless. God bless to you too. All right. Okay, guys. Have a good night. God bless you all. Be safe out there. Till next time later. Peace.